What up, everybody? How you guys doing today? Today I'm going to be analyzing Canada's Wonderland's new for 2024 Premier Rides launch roller coaster, Alpen's Fury. Alright guys, this ride looks really cool. Right off the bat, I'm going to say it's a weird fit for this park because of capacity. Also, this thing looks very similar to Volcano the Blast Coaster. A lot of people have been saying that just by seeing it, and I have to agree. Definitely looks similar to Volcano, so I think it's weird that this park got this, and then King's Dominion got the Wing Coaster. I think King's Dominion should have gotten that because this literally would have been the Volcano replacement. And this ride looks really cool other than the capacity. The capacity looks horrible. And for Canada's Wonderland that literally has a higher attendance than Cedar Point each year, that's not going to be good. I can already tell this thing with lines, it's going to be long and it's going to take forever to get through. So that's not going to be fun. Definitely get here when the park opens if you want to ride this. Because if you come like midday, this thing's going to have a horrible line like every day. Other than that, the layout looks absolutely amazing. I think they did a really good job on it. I haven't, to my knowledge, seen a Premier roller coaster like this big. Like, I think the next big one that I know of, like, unless I'm really blanking, is going to be, like, Full Throttle. But, yeah, I mean, literally when I saw this teaser, or not the teaser, like the first off-ride POV, I saw it go up that first inversion, I thought it was going to be a Skyrocket 2. And I was like, oh my god, really? That's what they were hyping this up for? But no, definitely not. It has a full new layout. Big layout too. It's about 3,000 feet long. Maybe it's even a little longer than that. It definitely looks like a really good ride. There's 9 inversions on this roller coaster, which is absolutely awesome. It's going to be the most inversions on a launch coaster in North America, which is an interesting record to go for. But, I mean, it's still cool. Definitely having a lot of inversions on here. And of course, it's going to have some airtime most likely. Yeah, basically this thing's like an out and back layout. It's going to turn out of the station, and then it's going to launch into this little sideways airtime hill looking thing. Almost reminds me of like Big Bear Mountain, that first little turn, you know what I'm talking about? Right after that first little launch, then it goes into the second launch. It almost reminds me of that, like a Vekoma coaster. So yeah, then you're going to launch up to what I believe is your top speed. I think it's something like 71 miles per hour, which is very fast, actually. That's a pretty fast roller coaster. That's about what like Behemoth hits. Maybe Behemoth goes definitely faster than that. But it's in that ballpark. Going to be the third fastest coaster in the park, 100%. But I do see this possibly being the best ride in the park. I think it's definitely going to give Leviathan a run for its money. I definitely think it's going to be better than Behemoth, definitely the second best. Probably better than Yukon Striker. That's kind of their top 3 there. So I think it's basically going to be between this and Leviathan. I think this is going to be one of those coasters that people really fight about, like, oh, Leviathan's better, or this is better. I guess it depends what you want. If you just want like floater airtime and going extremely fast, and the big drops, then that's Leviathan. But if you want something a little more fast-paced, I think this would be more your thing with inversions. So yeah, you're going to hit 71 miles per hour, then go up out of the mountain. So definitely like Volcano, it actually has a flame effect when you go up, just like Volcano again. That's the thing. Like if King's Dominion kept that Volcano, I think this ride would have 100% been better at King's Dominion, but I don't think they would have built a new Volcano for this ride at King's Dominion. But yeah, you're going to go up into this inversion. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. I think they have funky element names, but it almost reminds me of that little maneuver on Max Force at Six Flags Great America, the last inversion. Not exactly sure what it's called. Or also it looks like the same thing as Untamed, the first inversion on that ride. It kind of looks like that kind of maneuver. Then you're going to go into this pretty big drop off of that element, kind of like a barrel roll down drop, kind of like Twisted Timbers or even Iron Gwazi. Probably not as insane as Iron Gwazi, but definitely a step up from Twisted Timbers. You're going to go into this little turn that looks very fast, and maybe you'll have some force. Probably not, though. Then you're going to go into this little overbank turn. I don't expect a ton from this, maybe some lateral Gs, but in terms of other like G-forces like positives, I don't really see it happening. Then you're going to whip out of that turn into a stall, which you're going to go right over the front entrance, I believe it is. Not the front entrance, but like kind of the front entry plaza, which that leads me to my next thing that I will say after the POV. After that, you're going to go into this turnaround, which you're going to go up this little helix, which hopefully it has some force. I do see it having some force at the top. It looks kind of similar to the treble clef, but at the top, instead of going out like the treble clef, you have an inversion to go down, which looks pretty cool. I think it will definitely have some whip in the back row. I really hope it does. Then you're going to go into something that looks almost identical to Untamed's little element, where you go up to inversion and you twist a little bit, and then you go down another inversion, which looks pretty cool. Then you're going to go into a 0G roll. Like I said, a bunch of inversions here, and then you're going to go into another 0G roll. So this is going to be a bunch of inversions, 4 0G rolls basically back to back, which is really cool. Then you're going to have the final run of little airtime hills. You're going to have an airtime hill, which hopefully will have airtime. I will definitely be surprised if it doesn't. Then you're going to go into another 0G roll, and then 2 little final airtime hubs before you hit the brake run. And that concludes your ride on Alpen's Fury. Something I'm very concerned about with this ride, and I'm sure it will have a very, very strict loose article policy, because it goes over the front entrance plaza, and it just seems to be interacting with the terrain and the park paths a lot. So I definitely expect this ride to have a loose article policy, most likely metal detectors, which, I mean, going over the front entrance, I could definitely see why they would do that. But overall, this ride looks really good. I think it has a great layout. I do think it would have been more fit for King's Dominion and King's Dominion Get Rapterra, but it's all right. I do think this ride is going to be a good fit for Canada's Wonderland, and I do hope that I can get out to it someday. I will get out to Canada's Wonderland someday. Probably not next year, but someday I will. I want to hear your guys' opinion on Alpen's Fury down in the comments below. I will also leave a link in the description to my merch store in the description. Aim high, not low, and never quit. Peace.